Pearl and Meg, what do you say is the theme or message of your work, and why do you think it's important today?
Okay, well, during my degree in English literature, I did research on the medieval otherworld, which is like an otherworld space that appears again and again in stories and accounts, where characters move from the primary world into a secondary world by moving through an elemental boundary. And the otherworld is a space where the rules of nature and of science and of society are shifted and changed, and anything's really possible. Yeah, and I was inspired by the otherworld, like in my dissertation and just throughout my whole degree. And now, like, I do cross-stitch embroidery, sort of depicting otherworld spaces that are natural spaces and strange beings who may inhabit them. And I feel it's important today because of climate change and because of sort of knitting together a relationship with humans who have moved so far away from nature and with our origins, and also with folklore. And also it's relevant because of global colonization, because like it's sort of linking us back to our ancient past, like really old stories and also really ancient landscapes. And I'm also really inspired by like Icelandic nature, which is very primordial, and like Iceland kind of looks like how the whole world must have looked a really long time ago. So, and I feel like thinking about these landscapes is quite healing. And yeah.
So I feel like with my work, I kind of scratch beneath the surface and beneath the superficial, to look at what like metaphors of humanity and of the world. I'm really interested in mythology as like a literary and visual art form and how it tells the story of people and our interaction with the world. For example, humanity's, selfishness and, sometimes bravery, and how all these different, these different tales are recurring, and we still see it recurring today. That people, some people are fighting for good and some people are fighting for selfish reasons.
And so and what would you say, democratizing creativity and culture, what does that mean to you?
Well, I thought it kind of meant bringing creativity and culture, sort of spreading it outwards to reach into every corner of society, because so that everyone can make art, and everyone is part of a culture. So, and maybe like, and also you can use creativity to address real contemporary issues like climate change and social justice, because a lot of the time people who aren't from a creative background look at art as this, like, as something that's constrained by class and like social boundaries, but by democratizing creativity and culture, it can be real people discussing real issues and expressing themselves no matter who they are, and where they live or what gender they are.
Would you like to add anything, Meg, to that?
Yeah, I feel pretty similar about how I'd like to see culture and creativity democratized. And for me, I think there's so many undermined forms of art and literature and all the arts that have just been, sort of buried. And when we see history books, we see a very edited version of who shaped art, and it'd be amazing just to bring all of this back to the surface and get people excited about it.
Great. Thank you, both of you. Thank you.
Thank you.